welcome to episode 6 of the Lake Farm Hill Climb. The best laid plans o' meece and men, as Scotland's national bard declaimed, gang a declaimed. And so it is for me. I had planned for this episode to be about my favourite vehicle in the game. But when I took it down to the start point at the solar power station rapid travel point, I found that there was a Thorton Mackinaw sitting parked there. You can buy a Mackinaw in the game. The one you can buy is a wee bit more flashy than this one I'm testing, which I have to confess is stolen. But it's very expensive and not a vehicle I admire much, so I've chosen to avoid buying it. As you can see, it's an oversized pickup on a light truck chassis, an ugly thing wide enough to be difficult to drive on the narrower streets in the game. Nevertheless, it's quite popular with people you will meet. Claire Russell drives a heavily modified Mackinaw she calls the Beast, and there are circumstances in which she may give it to you towards the end of her quest sequence. It's the vehicle with the pink stuffed toy crucified on front of it in this shot, and I'll review it later. The other two vehicles in this shot are the other two pickups you can buy, the Thornton Colby Butt and Little Mule, which is a nomad customized derivative of this. Again, I'll review these later. Pan Am Palmer owns another, I think rather better, modified Mackinaw, which she calls the Warhorse. And finally, River Ward drives an apparently stock Mackinaw. The interior is functional and rather dull. It's a work truck. I think that's the best you can say. Looking at the Beast beside the stock Mackinaw, you can see the suspension has been raised considerably. I also prefer its armoured nose to the rather fussy chrome grille on the stock vehicle. But the stock is what we're driving today. As you can see, it's hugely wide. And despite the fact it isn't very fast, it's quite easy to lose control of. I never deliberately drive badly in these tests. I really am doing the best I can. So there we have a little excursion into the scenery that wasn't intended. The engine note is best described as guttural and a bit thrashy. There's not much song in here, and not much performance either. Although, given the propensity of the rear end to slide, that's probably just as well. It doesn't climb fast, not because I'm holding back, but because this is all the performance the poor, overweight, asthmatic thing has got. Still, eventually, slowly, tediously, we do trundle up the front line. And all I can say is, I honestly apologise for this electricity pole at the top, which was doing nothing wrong, but just got in the way. On the flat, performance is not a whole lot better, and because I really don't trust the handling, I've chosen to go to the finish line along the road rather than to cut across the desert. As with many of the slower cars in the game, the top speed isn't actually that bad, but it's just the acceleration that's dreadful. So that's the Thorton Mackinaw. My rating? Don't waste your money.